good morning, good morning. I'm doing a mic test before I hit the record button because the last thing I want is to be recording content and the sound quality is not there. So this is what you have to do as a content creator, new out there. Make sure everything's ready before you hit the record button. Otherwise you'll be like me sometimes. You hit the record button and you forget. Test. Here we go. Hi, good morning. Today is the 26th of August, 2026. The mic test check done. Right, what to do? Hi ho, off to work we go. Yeah, yesterday. Did you catch yesterday's vlog I did? I'm telling you, scary moment for me, let me tell you. Scary moment. Yeah, dizzy spell. I was like getting lightheaded and my glucose levels just went down. Again, that was my stupidity, I guess. You know, all I had was breakfast yesterday and it was just barely anything I had for breakfast. All I had, what did I have? Yeah, just 3 boiled eggs and that was it. And of course, the old coffee, which is not something you should be doing a lot of. So I reduced the coffee intake, by the way, and I'm seeing some improvement, especially when it comes to sleeping at night. So, I've got an itch everywhere. Why is it you get itchy when you hit the record button? Now you could be sitting there not recording anything and there's no itches, but no, hit the record button, you start to itch. By the way, welcome to my channel. My name is Khalil, and this is Khalil on Life. We're a channel I take you through life, navigating through life, how I've navigated through life, and just share stories with you. Plus, in the process, you get bonuses like car stuff and 2 wheels content. Yes, 2 wheels. Me on my Harley. Oh yeah. Now if I had a choice, it would just be 2 wheels. No 4 wheels for me, sorry. I do apologize if there's going to be any errors this morning. You know what I'm doing lately. You know, no edit. So what am I going to use today? Well, today, as I'm out, you know, on the way to work, it's what now, 6:10 in the morning. I don't feel like picking up my action camera. So what do I do? What does one do, sorry? They use what's in their hand. So this is a perfect example, me using the Samsung. So today, what you're seeing the footage on is a Samsung Fold 8. And we're going to talk about these devices in a minute shortly. Let me just get myself ready. Now, the only thing I've got connected is the DJI Mic 3 wireless mic connected to the Samsung, along with a Samsung small dongle. And one of the reasons I'm doing that is because I just wanted to improve the sound quality, because I don't want you to sit there and not get some good sound quality when you listen to me ramble on at the moment, early morning. Right, now, if you own a Samsung, let's talk about Samsung for a second. And you've all seen the new drop of Samsung Fold 8, Flip 8 and so forth. Now, who are these devices for if you're a Samsung owner? Take it from me that's been with Samsung since, oh my God, I can't remember, many years. But I'll tell you what, I was in love and always in love with the Note series. Anyway, let's stick back to the question. So who is the Samsung Flip 8, Fold 8 and Fold 8 Ultra for? So what I'm recording on, sorry, is the Fold 8 Ultra. So if you're coming from a Fold 7, you're not going to really feel any differences in, you know, there are some few incremental changes, the chips and so forth, but that's not why you'd upgrade from Fold 7 to 8. However, coming from the Fold 6, yeah, completely worth it. And if you ready to upgrade, then go for the Fold 8 straight away. Now, sorry, the Ultra. If you go from Fold 7 to Ultra, there's a new one in the line, which is a Fold 8. And the Fold 8 is the passport size version, which is this one. So you can see it's half the size of the Ultra. And it feels nice, easier to use. Now, Flip. Let's talk about Flip. Now, I've loved flip phone. I've loved flip phones, and when I compare, since I first started the flip series in Samsung, I started from the flip 6, then I got the flip 7, and now I have the flip 8. Honestly, I'm being straight up with you. It's not an upgrade from a flip 7 to 8. I don't feel it. For me, I'm not saying this is what you should do or listen to me. Don't listen to me. I'm just telling you and sharing my experiences. So for me, the flip 7 to 8, I prefer the overall feel and looks and so forth on the flip 7. I mean, they did some small changes, like for example, they made it a little bit thinner, a little bit thinner and so forth. But I preferred the red. I think that's why I prefer this flip 7. You should have dropped the flip 7 in orange. Ooh, I would have got that one. Sorry, 8. Yeah, so I'm using it because I had some issues with my flip 7 where it was laggy and so forth, and I just wanted to change, what we're like. Sometimes we like change. So these upgrades is expensive, not cheap, by the way. So the best thing to do is get in a mobile plan where you do a monthly payment scheme that makes it easier for you to breathe. So if you get a 12 months contract, then do the 12 months contract, and when the 12 months contract is up, then upgrade to the next one if you want to upgrade. But if you know you're a person that's going to upgrade every 2 years, which I recommend you to do if you want to upgrade to the latest from the mobile device lines, I would say, for example, you should have got, back in the day, the flip 7, the 2-year contract, minimal payments, and then when that's up, you just get the new, which will be the flip 8A, for example. So I hope that's clear, and I hope that makes sense. The same thing with iPhone, by the way. I've been with iPhone since day one, since the first gen iPhone, all the way up now to 17 Pro Max. I did skip, I think, a generation 2 because it was just, I didn't see any groundbreaking innovation and so forth for me, again, or for me, for what I needed. It made a lot of sense to a lot of other people out there, and people loved these changes, but for me, I got bored, So if I get bored, I change and go, keep moving, and that's what I do. Yeah, so how I'm loving the new Fold series and the Flip. I like Fold series. I'll tell you what I like about the Fold series when I compare it to my iPhone. I still have an iPhone. There's a reason why I have an iPhone and I have the Samsung. So the iPhone has certain apps I need to use that it's just easier to use on the iPhone. I think sometimes iPhones just simplified versions of smartphones. But when I want technical editing, raw and so forth, that's where Samsung comes in, and that's where I'm the Samsung game. Now I've also got a Lights phone, like that. That's by Xiaomi, I don't know how you say it, but again, that phone is on another level, amazing. The camera and so forth. Yeah. So what did I like about the Fold series? Sometimes I like using like a mini iPad, yeah? Let's say, for example, a mini tablet. This is with the Fold 8 Ultra, and now the Fold 8. It's just a game changer for that feature. And when you start using Fold, it's hard to go back to normal phones, by the way. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm sitting there thinking, can I not get these apps on my Samsung or whatever other smartphone than an iPhone? Because honestly, that's just the way it is now. Anyway, so it doesn't matter. Again, I'm not biased. I'm not an iPhone only or Samsung phone only or Android or no ISO and all that. I've been through that discussion for, sorry, I do apologize for that, but I'm keeping it raw and I can't edit it out. Yeah, so I'm not biased. I'm not a fanboy of Android only, ISO and so forth. I love using tech, and that's what it's all about. Now, the new iPhone 18 is around the corner, right? I think next month. Yeah, September, right? And they're going to be talking about new Fold version, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not bothered. I'll look at it and see how it goes. Do I upgrade? I don't know. Sometimes I say no and I end up upgrading anyway, but it depends how I feel in the moment and so forth. Again, if I can get a very good price on my old phone and it's minimal differences, then I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm not going to just keep doing it just for the sake of, that's the latest. I don't do that, honestly. Now, when it comes to action cameras, for example, I want to try, I want to test, because I'm always looking for that best next device, right? Yeah. So yesterday's vlog, my glucose hit the deck yesterday lower. Like, oh no, I just felt very strange. It was my mistake, honestly. What I've learned, and what I normally do is have a little snack before going out, like a banana or something, just to spike up the insulin levels, just to keep me going. But yesterday I was just pumped and I wanted to go, and it's like, let's go, and you know, and just forgot to pay attention to my glucose. And normally I monitor my glucose levels. So yeah, lesson learned, but it's okay, because I know what to do in these situations. So that's another thing, you need to have self-awareness on a different level. I've got these itches continuously on my face and so forth. I don't know. Yeah. Beautiful morning, people, beautiful morning. Did I just say the word people? I do apologize. Beautiful morning, everyone, beautiful morning. Again, I'm trying to, yeah, that's the problem when you start watching other platforms or watching other social media platforms, you know, and watching other videos. You pick up other people's habits, the way they say things and so forth, and but that's just not me. I'm trying to be me, where I don't use such words. Well, I don't know. You know, I don't really care. Anyway, but I do apologize for saying people. I don't know, it just doesn't sound right sometimes. I don't know. What is right and what is wrong, honestly? What is right and what's wrong? We're going to sit there and have this constant debate, what's right and what's wrong. Listen, you're right, I'm right, everyone's right, okay? Simplify it. You know, I talked about this 2-3 days back, and when I have conflict of interest, let's say with somebody, especially if we have two different backgrounds, so the different upbringings, let's say, for example. So their household upbringing is different than my household upbringing. And let's say, for example, they're all emotionally affectionate, yeah? I would look at that as like, that's weird. Why are you all emotionally affectionate, right? However, because my upbringing is different, therefore I see it differently. So when I go and step into their shoes, I understand, you know what? It's actually normal, and that's right. And I'm abnormal, and I'm not right. So that's what I understood. Once I understood that bridge, the gap, made my life so much easier, by the way. And this is a life lesson I'm teaching you. So I understood how conflict arises and why we misunderstand each other. This is a classic example, for relationships, right? Why do you think some relationships suffer in life? It's because their upbringing was different to your upbringing. So when you meet together, you know, you fall in love and so forth, whatever the situation may be, but yet you start to have arguments and fights and so forth over petty, silly things in life. And what's it all about? Well, it's because what you consider normal, they consider abnormal. And I explained that, I'm not going to say it again. So that's where the conflict of understanding happens. So what do? Take a step back and understand that that person is right and that person sees it from their point of view. So change the lenses that you see through, take their lenses, put it on your eyes, and you understand it, if that makes sense. So changing the point of view in order to understand each other. Because once you understand that, the conflict and problems decrease. And by the way, you know, having arguments in a relationship is a healthy thing, but to a limit. Don't have these arguments where you disrespect each other. No, I'm talking about just, you know, these nitty-gritty, you know, moody stuff and so forth, and it's okay. For example, the wife can come in and start shouting and screaming, and I'm sitting there thinking, somebody's annoyed her today. But some days she may catch me off guard and I just haven't got the energy. So you got to find that balance for each other, you know. You got to understand each other. Otherwise, it makes your relationship rocky and hard to deal with. If you're not there for each other at your lowest, at your highest and so forth, it doesn't work. You gotta, two hands don't clap itself, does it? So you need another hand to clap. So two hands clap together. Teamwork makes a dream work, right? So this is what it's all about. And never, ever, ever, this is my advice through life experiences, never, ever throw past experiences or people's past, relationships, whatever they had in their life, in their face. If they confide in you in a story or a thing that they experienced and you throw that back in their face, that's just being spiteful, and you're going to damage that relationship. I'm talking about this relationships now, right? So I switched over to relationships, just so you understand. So never ever use that against your friend, your wife, anyone, because that's just not on, and that's something I learned growing up, and it's just a wrong thing to do. You don't sit there and hit that person back just trying to get back at them. That's just low. Honestly, in my books, my point of view, that's very low. Don't do that. Sometimes you may argue and look back and you laugh at each other and you're thinking, what did we do, But when you get married, there's a lot of things that come your way. Challenges will come your way, by the way. Don't think marriage is all a bed of roses, everything's perfect, and the bees are singing. The bees, the birds are singing. It doesn't work. That's just life. In the beginning, the honeymoon phase, you're both in love, and suddenly you get hit with life, and it wakes you up, and you're thinking, okay. Then the stress comes in, the kids come in, and so forth. By the way, the kids complete your life, and no matter how stressful it is as parents to have kids, I'm telling you, I could not live without them. That's the most magical part about having kids. They're amazing. They complete you. Now, if you're blessed with kids, some people may not have kids and cannot have kids. So remember that kids are also a blessing. Remember this. Honestly, I cannot stress this enough. You sit there, not understand the true value of having kids in life, and yet there's others that I hope they get kids because they try and try. So remember, it's a blessing. Everything you have is a blessing. You being able to speak is a blessing. You being able to see is a blessing. You have a roof over your head, that's a blessing. You have water, that's a blessing. These are the most simplest things I'm talking about, but we sit there and we go through these complaints in life. I don't like this, I don't like that. I'm thinking, really? You're complaining about all these things, but there's someone out there who hasn't got a fraction of what you have, and you're complaining. Be humble, be appreciative, be thankful for what you have. That's what I can say. Anyway, I just want to say good morning, everybody. And again, if you've watched me ramble all the way through until now, I just want to say thank you. Mad love to you. YouTube's going to recommend you to watch something after this, I'm guessing, either from my channel or maybe from somebody else's channel. Either way, if you've got nothing to do, you want to binge watch, please do check it out, because it helps whoever's creating that content reach out. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm here now to grow my channel, baby. Again, I'm not in it for the money. I'm not sitting there, look, I need to get monetized, and I can't do that because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to give value back for myself, for people who care about me, can watch me when I'm not here one day. Plus, if I get monetized, it just means it's a blessing I get, and I'm humble and thankful I get that. If I don't get it, it's not the end of the world, because I didn't start this YouTube journey for that. Remember that. I did not start this YouTube journey to be monetized. If I get it, it's a blessing, and that means I achieved something. It's a milestone. Now, where do we go from here? Who knows? You never know, because you see, when you create content, that can open other doors for you. You need to understand one thing, by the way, before I end it. I do apologize, I was supposed to end it. YouTube will also open other opportunities for you. Remember that. It may open brand deals for you. It may open opportunities for you that you just have no idea what it may do for you. Right, so if you like this one, I'm not going to say the word, but it's up to you. If I deserve it, I get it. If I don't, I appreciate it too. And if you're not part of my journey, I would love to have you part of my journey. For you may truly learn something. I don't know. There's going to be something. One of my videos is going to help you, because that's what we do in life. We help each other. We share the knowledge, and we pass it on to the next and to next. So I'll catch you on the next one, and I'll catch you maybe on vlog number 18. Yeah, it could be 18 today. Sometimes I forget. But I think the last one was 17, so I may do vlog 18 today, I don't know. But I feel like getting a heart attack, honestly. I just feel like de-stressing. And I may not go for walks. I'll see how I feel. Anyway, thank you for listening to me ramble on. And honestly, thank you. That's all I can say. So, good morning, good evening, wherever you're in the world. I'll see you. Maybe, who knows? For life is short. I'm out.